This is Josh Hader, and you're listening to Jim on Base.
Welcome back to another episode of the Jim on Base Show. We're here in San Francisco with the all-star Josh Hader. And Josh, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely, good to see you.
And you're from Maryland, right? So I was just curious who you grew up rooting for. It doesn't have to just be baseball, it's all sports.
It started out a little mixed between Baltimore and Washington sports. So football, I was a Ravens fan. They won the Super Bowl. For some reason, I switched over to Washington from there on, and then grew up going to a lot of Oriole games, so really cheered for them. And then, like I said, I was switched over to Washington, so I just ended up just converting straight to every sport in Washington, Capitals and the Wizards, and just kind of followed them a lot. And I still went to a lot of like Baltimore games, but I think that was really like my team I ended up choosing.
Well, did you get to meet any of those favorite players since you've been a big leaguer yourself, or any like similar circles?
I'd say the one that I got to meet was Brady Anderson when I was with the Orioles. He was a really cool dude. Worked out because I lived in Maryland and I was able to work at the facility there in Camden Yards. So I was able to kind of work out with him. He's extremely athletic and his workouts are insane. So just being able to get to talk to him a little bit. It was I was in and out. I wasn't really there too long, but got to meet him. Brian Roberts a little bit in spring training. He was going through some injuries, but I think it was just really cool kind of following these guys as a young kid, and then being able to kind of not really share the same facilities, but just being able to interact with them a little bit.
Well, since you've had a great career so far, do you collect anything, or do you have anything kind of in storage for the man cave one day? Or
I'm actually trying to build it right now. I started collecting some of my favorite position players' bats, some jerseys from guys that I played with. So a little bit of mix of that, some baseballs here and there too.
Do you go for retired guys, like before your time bats, or all guys you kind of competed against?
Right now it's competed against. Really haven't had any like old timers that I grew up watching, any memorabilia like that. But I think it's just cool just being able to kind of, guys that you grow relationships with and just compete against, that you kind of like enjoy the way they play the game of baseball.
Well, you're probably always used to being asked baseball questions, so I saw you're a newer dad, right?
Yeah.
So what's that been like, and is it a boy or a girl?
It's a boy. His name's Lucas. It's been amazing, honestly. It's been pretty life-changing just to have a little son and us growing our family, and just watching him grow up. And he has a fun, just a happy personality. Like, he just brings a lot of light and joy to our family, and it's just amazing to just watch him grow.
And the cool thing about having a kid as a baseball player, you can bring him on the field and get all those cool field pictures, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We so every Sunday night or Sunday game, we have kids run the bases. So he hasn't been able to, because he just started walking, so he wasn't able to fully walk around, but we did those a couple times and just got him playing in the dirt a little bit, and then we just walked him around, touched him on the base. So just little things like that, it's really cool.
Get him started young,
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, how did you meet your wife? Have you guys been married for a while, or?
So we got married in 2019. I met her in Texas. So we were playing in Corpus Christi in 2015, and ended up, seeing her and trying to talk to her, and eventually things worked out. She gave me a shot, and then the rest was history from there.
Well, one thing I forgot to ask about when I asked about players you've grown up watching and admiring, did you take note of starting pitchers, or were you into closers? Because you're on the Padres, so the first guy I think of is Trevor Hoffman.
Yeah, he was one of the guys, Mariano too. You always grew up watching just pitchers, but I really just loved the game of baseball. Shortstops were, Tulowitzki was one of my favorites watching him play. Josh Harrison, when they were on the Pittsburgh squad, that team was unbelievable. Cutchin too. It's just being able to admire just athleticism and the different styles of games that these guys bring to the game. And I love the hit. I just couldn't hit that well. So once I obviously got to pro ball, I was I got to lead it from that and then started pitching. But at the end of the day, you just appreciate the good, baseball that, these guys can do, and it's incredible.
Well, I saw your walk-up song. I don't know if it's still current, but is it Jay-Z still, or?
Oh, no, not anymore. It's a DJ Khaled song. every chance I get, but I kind of switch them up a little bit. I know when I was in Milwaukee, I had a few Jay-Z songs that were really good, honestly.
Have you seen Jay-Z live or?
Oh, I would love to see him. Him and Beyonce would probably be like a duo, obviously power couple like concert, but no, I never got a chance, unfortunately.
Are you a concert guy, or is there any shows that stick out to you?
I go to concerts, not a lot, but I've been to a few. Really, one that kind of sticks out to me is Maria and I, that's my wife's name, we went to a concert in Texas, like a small bar to see Cody Johnson, and it was just a lot of fun.
It's a good memory, because I'm a big concert guy. I always like seeing who people's favorite shows are, a little bit off the beaten path of questions.
Yeah.
But one thing I think is cool about you is I've noticed you have a nice selection of kind of plaid suits, kind of like a good loud look. Is that kind of your style, or?
Every now and then I kind of mix it in there, not too much, but I kind of just give different looks, mismatch, and just kind of enjoy the vibe, I guess you could say, and like trying to add a little flair here and there.
Well, Josh, thanks for giving me a few minutes. It's been fun to get to know you a little bit, and we're rooting you on the rest of the way.
Absolutely, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, watching Jim on base.